So excited about the division win yesterday, and great going into the bye week. The guys were certainly excited. You guys saw the video of that last night, and really this bye week's about rest and recovery for those guys. They've all met with the performance staff prior to leaving, and they have a plan for each guy to make sure that they're all squared away for that rest and recovery and come back at their maximum health they can have physically and mentally. So that's a big part of this bye week. It's a little different when it happens this late. I know we had the two mini buys, which was good to have. Those mini buys are good, but this bye week is certainly beneficial for us leading into these last games that we have. As regards to last night, just want to credit again to the whole football team, for the resolve that we had. Being able to finish that game off the right way, and certainly had some adversity at the end of the game. I credit Cairo, missing that first field goal and coming back, his resolve in that. Certainly for the offense, having the two fumbles at the end and being able to have the mental focus and the determination to take that 2-minute drive down there and get us in scoring position to win the game. And then the defense, the way they played all night. And, they had a tough situation at the very end there to go, get them to 4th and 10 to force that punt at the very end. So that was really cool to watch those guys do that. And just the whole group coming together. And, from what happened to the week before, and the way we came together on Monday and put our eyes forward to the next opponent, and to be able to do that going into the bye week with a win and win in that way, in that fashion, is a big step for our football team, a big step for us as the Chicago Bears. And so certainly excited about that. And the health of the team is good. We feel really good where most people are. And, we'll see where that is. The guys will come back in on Monday. We'll check in on them, make sure they're all set. And we'll go from there. But, again, we got Detroit coming up, and that'll be our main focus as we get going. Obviously a good opponent. And we'll look forward to that and are excited about that. But with that, open up to questions.
What's the prognosis on Stevenson?
Yeah, we'll see where it is with him. But he tweaked his foot on the turf. He made a really nice interception. In the red zone 7-on-7, and he tweaked it. But we're hopeful. We feel pretty good about where he is.
You expect him back this year?
This year?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I hope so.
I know you talked last night about the horizontal passing game and kind of the way you guys use that to combat the Vikings blitz. What about what the Vikings do kind of prevent you from attacking like short, intermediate, middle, with slants or kind of some of those quick routes in the middle of the field?
Yeah, I mean they pack the paint, so to speak. Some of their coverages are, where it's 3 deep and they got 2 guys in the middle. So really the open spots on a lot of those are the perimeter. And you certainly can hit some high side pockets on those, which we did with DJ a couple times. But certainly they give those things away. You just got to do a real good job of spitting the ball out there, blocking well on the perimeter, which we did at times. You saw DJ get a couple nice runs there towards our bench. There was a couple times, but that's where you can take advantage of it.
On Montez's the sack in the first quarter, where he was credited for like the whole sack, not the half one. Him and Ngakoue were aligned together.
Yeah.
Has having him here, has that allowed you to get more creative with any of like the stunts or any of the pressures that you're asking your guys up front to do?
Yeah, Travis Smith. That was his idea to put those guys on the same side and run that little pick stunt that we had. We ran it a couple of times. We lined up in that same alignment, did a couple other things out of that, had a nice, I think, 3rd or 4th down stop out of that same alignment with a different pressure. But yeah, you definitely need to do that. Anytime you can get a mismatch and put, him on a particular side, you're doing that for a particular mismatch, or you're creating an advantage for somebody else somewhere else. So that's the benefit of having a player like that.
Matt, to Kevin's question, when you rewatched the game, were you satisfied with the way the game plan unfolded with the passing game? Did you want to mix in some more downfield shots, or how did you see it when you went back through it?
Yeah, I mean, you're always wanting more chunks, explosive plays are where it's at. I think we had 8 explosives, which is, right where we're at in terms of goal wise. But, we certainly, when you're playing a team that pressures that way and they're vulnerable in the coverage, I believe that we should have more. We're always looking to get that, but certainly we had some opportunities to hit some more of those, and we want to take advantage of those.
I know you talked about Roshan a little bit last night, but to put a rookie in a position where he's pass blocking against that sort of blitz, why were you confident that you could do it? And is this something that the timeshare is gonna be like this going forward, or is it gonna be a game-to-game basis?
Yeah, I mean, Roshan did a nice job, for the most part. There was a couple hiccups in there. The one sack that we did take with the edge pressure, he's just got to be more inside and firm. And, he'll learn that as he goes. He's still a rookie and he's got a lot of situations that he hadn't seen yet in real time in game situations. So, but he's a heck of a worker, super smart, tough. He's real tough guy. And he's one of our better protectors, so he'll continue to work on that. But in terms of your second part of your question, we're always going to look at the practice. We're always going to look at production, and it's always going to be based upon that.
Health-wise, is Khalil where you want him to be?
What's that?
Health-wise, is Herbert
Yeah.
where you want him to be?
Yeah, he's right where he needs to be in terms of his health. We feel good about that.
What did you think about the Vikings going forward on that 4th and 7? Were you surprised by that?
No. You're always ready for him to go. I'm talking to a bunch of different people on the headset, based on the probabilities of them going for that, on 3rd down. So I'm always set for the 4th down call. Yeah, I'm never surprised by that. We're always ahead of that.
When you talk about capitalizing, the offense capitalizing off the turnovers, that off of Jalen's interception, the 2 O-line penalties right away, and then the 3rd down throw where Mooney looked like he was open enough to make, for Justin to connect with him. Which part of that, I guess, needs to be cleaned up more? Like it seems like the self-inflicted stuff, but also a throw that Justin probably should be able to make.
Yeah, I'm going to go back one step there. Then I'll answer your question. The interception should have been, a great return. And we gotta really do a good job. The guys did a good job. We know that's a wall return up the numbers, and really good block by Eddie Jackson on the intended receiver. Everybody knows that you block the intended receiver first, right? And he did a really good job with that. And there's a couple other blocks. Maine was in position. Brisker was in position for that wall return. And Jalen's got to just take that thing right up the sideline there. And you take it up the numbers, so you have the ability to bend it and have more space. You got that yards from the numbers to the sideline to really create more space for yourself. So that's number one, and we should have it in a better position for our offense. And then to answer your question was, it's not what you want, of course. It's disappointing to be able to move backwards. When you have that, and we have to capitalize on that momentum and those situations where our team has built momentum, and we got to seize the momentum at that point. And that's either, obviously we want touchdown first and, field goal second. And to have negative plays by either a TFL sack or penalty is not desired.
Matt, what happened with Tevin on that field goal where he had to come out for a couple series?
For Tevin?
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't have to turn anything in. I don't think there was anything there. I don't know. I asked the medical guys afterward, and again, I don't have any clarity on that right now.
Leg thing, just kind of looked like from the way you bent.
Yeah, again, I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was. I asked him, "Is he okay?" And he said, "Yeah, he's good." So that's all I got.
Man, what did you see on Justin's fumbles? What actually went wrong on those plays for him from a ball control standpoint?
Yeah. The one was what we talked about earlier. Was the one protection. Roshan came across to block the edge, and I thought he could have been just a little bit more poised back there, a little bit calmer in his demeanor. He felt the pressure, and that's really a function of the protection a little bit, because Roshan, like I said, needed to be firmer on that side, blocking the edge, and he stepped up right away. Like I said, he had 2 hands on the ball. I thought it was a good play by the defensive end to strip it. So that was that one. And then the second one when he took off to run, I thought it was a good decision. Take off to run. There was a huge gap in the middle of the defense and a lot of space, for the situation. And as he gets into traffic, he's got to put his clasp pen over the ball. And he didn't do that. And I thought the defender made a really nice play. He put his hat on the football, and it came out.
Matt, I don't know if you're into, I don't know if you're into numbers or stats, but your defense is now ninth in yards, but which is obviously a sign of improvement. But you're also 28th in points, which is kind of an unusual disparity. Like I said, I don't know if you're into numbers, but what does that disparity mean to you? What does that say about where your defense is right now?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's really of course, defensive coach, looks at it. The non-traditional touchdowns, you take those away, and look at the numbers there. It's probably a little bit better. It's a lot better. So defense is touchdown scored on our defense, is right in the middle of the pack. But we got to do a better job in the red zone too. We got to own that, and it's really third down. In the red zone, we got to do a better job. So again, this whole thing is for us is a self-scout operation here during this week, and we're going to look at every aspect of our football team, all the situations to improve. But I like where our defense is right now in a lot of ways. We're building momentum. The guys are coming together, and you can certainly feel that. Everybody can feel that, and it's going to be something to watch here in the next 5 games.
I saw the video of you addressing the team, and we also got to see Justin kind of step in and thank his teammates for kind of having his back in those tough situations. That stuff you get to see a lot, but we don't get to see Justin in those moments. What did you make of the way that he just kind of took that responsibility?
Yeah, it was for him to stand up there and to do that in that moment. I think that's special, and it says a lot about his character and about his leadership. And it was really neat to see, and the response of the guys, was also really cool to see too. And that was a cool moment.